Welcome back, everybody, to the Vikings franchise rebuild on Madden 23. We still have an outside chance of winning this division. If we win out, the Lions lose out, and the tiebreakers go our way. I have already looked a little bit into the tie-breaking procedures, and for them to lose out, that would mean they lose another division game. Now, to break a tie atop the division, you first go to head-to-heads. We already split. Then you go to division record, and if they lose out, that will also split. It then becomes common games. I haven't gone through the commons yet. I will if the next week goes our way, but I do see that we're each one-loss teams in the AFC, and we're going to have 4 of 5 common opponents in the other conference, so it looks like it's going to be pretty tight, but their NFC record is better than ours, so maybe it's not really likely for us to take over this division. But if they win any of their last 2 games, then it does not matter. But regardless, we're 10-5 after, playing some mediocre football this year. At times, it certainly wasn't a mediocre season, just an inconsistent one. We had a nice winning streak here, followed by a bad losing streak after getting cocky against the Bears, but then getting things back on track with this now 4-game winning streak. Getting hot at the right time is very vital. So this could be a game where we're trying our best to win Week 18 against the Rams, or it could be a game or an episode where we're looking at more of the backups and not spending as much time maybe in that game. But we'll get some upgrading in to begin today's episode. Lane Quincy is up first, the left guard, and he's gotten a lot of extra experience lately, as has the whole team, because scenarios just keep going our way. We have a decision to make now on Brian Asamoah. Do we want to give him a contract extension or look for a replacement in the offseason? Right now, Asamoah has, great athleticism, but block shed is low. Coverage isn't high. Like, he gives you something in coverage, but he's not above average. And he's not looking for a massive contract, so we could just sign him because it would be easy, and at the very least, he could be good depth. But we are projected to have good cap space for this coming year, and that's because we still, Richard Hudick is in his 3rd year right now, so he's not making that big money. We got Greg Crossan here, who is still, I think, on track to become the starting tight end, possibly next year. Got to get these guys on the field. He has that star development. He does play a decent bit, and I think he's got a really solid ceiling as a top 10 tight end, or a top 6. So he does catch the ball from time to time, but obviously hasn't been racking up big numbers. So if we have a chance at the division, that's obviously nice, but if not, we also get the benefit of seeing some young guys play, and that's where somebody like Jalen Rice might get on the field, and it's been tough to get him on the field at all this season on a team that is trying to obviously go far and compete for another championship. A strong arm upgrade here for QB1, Richard Hudick, getting that medium and throw under pressure. Release upgrade for Quan Alexander or a physical upgrade. I want release and did not get it. He is in an interesting spot, though, in his career because the development hasn't dramatically increased his route running or his release. It doesn't seem like he has problems getting open, but he's also very athletic and makes a lot of short catches, which is kind of his skill set. I think there is still the chance that he just makes a move to running back, or we can figure out some kind of hybrid role for him, which would be ideal. I think that while he wouldn't do it at the same level, I think that he's got a little Deebo Samuel in his skill set. And we'll upgrade Keyshawn Oldham. Only an 83 right now. It feels like he's so much better because he's always making plays. I wanted to get us in this Panther game quick, into the second half, so we can see what the situation is. If for some reason we're up big or we're down big, it would make sense then to just start playing backups and start preparing for next year, or not next year, the playoffs. We're winning. Well, now we're not. Jeez, what is going on? It was 7-2, and the Panthers have scored 24 unanswered. The quarterback with a 47% completion percentage is on the team with 26 points, and he has 2 touchdowns. So that's an interesting development here. Tyler Johnson, 59? Come on. Don't worry, CJ Ham scored a touchdown, and then Carolina did as well. Our defense is getting smoked. And then Jeremy Chin gets an interception. So we're not winning the division this year. We already know that. So it's going to be a chance for us to play more of the backups in the final game of the season. And I did let backups close this one out. Doesn't seem Justin Jefferson is too thrilled about this performance. Yeah, I guess late season stinker against the Panthers is going to force us to just worry about the wild card at this point. But we've at least clinched. Just hopefully Lions won, so it just doesn't even matter. Quan had a nice game. Love seeing that. Want to see him, I think, actually play a lot in this next game we're going to go through. And the Rams are doing pretty good this year. They're 11-5. The Lions did win, by the way. So they're 13-3, NFC North Division champions, while we are going to be fighting for seeding then. And I don't really think that I'm worried about what seed we end up coming in at. I mean, we know the Lions. We've played them twice. The Rams are the current 2 seed. The Panthers just beat us too, so I think... I don't know if we have the same number of wins now. I think so. I did see that we could possibly play Dallas, and I think I would have some motivation to try and avoid them. But if the Panthers win, we can't be seeded higher than them. They can actually win their division, though. Cowboys beat us 27-20. Close game. We gave up the safety in that one. That's right. That was that game. I mean, it was a solid game, but I just feel like it's not the best draw in the first round. And we play at the same time as Carolina, and the Bucks play even later, so there isn't a lot of scoreboard watching we can do. I could see if we're close to any awards and if there's any incentive there. Jacoby Brissett, the best quarterback ever, just keeps competing for and oftentimes wins MVPs. CMC is Offensive Player of the Year right now. Like, Rookie of the Year is the big one that I'm motivated to try and win. But nobody on offense and nobody on defense this year. Richard Hudick is close to 5,000 passing yards if we care about that milestone. I definitely want to see some other running backs played, though, regardless of what we do in this game. We already have 3 1,000-yard receivers. Josh Ballard has a chance to reach double-digit sacks this year. Deion Robinson is at 7. Wow, the Giants are a hot team right now. They're locked into the 7 seed, so it's basically just a matter of seeding this playoff field, but the teams are figured out. But the Giants have gone from 4-7 to 9-7 and a playoff team. We own a tiebreaker over them, so we cannot be the 7 seed. Losing doesn't give us a chance to play the Rams in the first round, so I think we're looking at 4 through 6. So we're either going to face the Panthers, the Bucks, or the Cowboys. Okay, I think I know what the plan is going to be today, and that's not insult the Rams ahead of the playoffs. But they're on a hot streak right now. Take some momentum into the playoffs. Yeah, I think we're going to play our starters today. However, I'm still considering not playing Dalvin Cook. Here is the Rams roster led by Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey on defense, Cooper Kupp on offense. However, he is hurt and he is not going to be back unless they go on a playoff run. Matthew Stafford is still the quarterback at 37 years old. Antonio Gibson at running back. I feel like we've seen that before. Corey Davis, Kenya Camp, and Justin Ross are the receivers. Kenya Camp out of Washington. Speedy, 5'10", deep threat. Watch out for 81. Jonnu Smith, okay. Man, I expected him to do so much more in New England. I think him and Hunter Henry. I like to follow the money in free agency and assume those players are going to get heavy utilization and an offense built around them. That ain't the case. Yeah, I don't see much reason to play Dalvin Cook in this game. For one, I mean, they have a really good defensive line, and it might just not be a good day for us anyway. But I don't want to give him any extra carries here ahead of the playoffs. But I think we can play most of our starters today while also getting a little look at some other players that haven't played a ton. So Michael Carter and James Cook are going to play a bit. I'm also going to be giving some extra snaps in this game to Jalen Rice, and we'll see what happens throughout as we get today underway. Vikings on offense, and a 4-yard pickup for Michael Carter will get us going. Haven't seen too much of Carter or James Cook, so a chance to get them action as Hudick's pass is well off the mark. 3rd down and 6. Hudick looks to go downfield, and a catch is made by Justin Jefferson for a gain of 38 yards. Gotta love seeing those downfield balls that he can come down with. He's so good. Slot right on 1st down in Rams territory. A lot of time. Wide open. It's caught by T. Higgins. We'll, of course, go through stats and awards at the end of this episode, but looks like we'll be on to the playoffs here pretty soon. It's been a much faster season. I like the pace to it. Feels like a good thing for the series. Here comes Jefferson. Uh-oh. Down goes Carter. Hudick on 3rd and 6. Underneath, and not a 1st down for Jefferson. Uh-oh. Down goes Stafford on his first drop back. He is sacked by Josh Ballard. Man, I am so happy to see Josh Ballard break out this season. I think he's become one of my favorite players on the defense in recent episodes. This is a run. Nothing there for Antonio Gibson. 3rd and 17. Stafford looks to go downfield. There is a penalty, and the pass is broken up by Dantzler. And this is roughing the passer, gifting the Rams a 1st down, and Stafford fakes on 1st and 10, completing to the 37. 3rd down again. Don't hit him late. Stafford off the mark. He had him open. That's a run going to Michael Carter, and he doesn't get much. I know they have Aaron Donald and Michael Pierce in the middle, so I don't have high expectations. 3rd down Minnesota. James Cook is in the game. Hudick off the mark. I am trying to pay attention in this game to see if we do meet the Rams at some point in the playoffs. Is there anything we need to be aware of? Any strange game-specific adjustment to make? There's Jalen Rice in the mix on the carry, or on the tackle of Antonio Gibson. And they'll go 3rd and 7. Now that's Kenya Camp that is in the backfield along with Gibson. And Stafford gets it away, finding an open receiver. 1st down. Now, if we do meet, they might have Cooper Kupp back, and that could change things considerably. Looks like neither team having much success running on the opposing front. But they'll try it again, and the same thing happens. Jalen Rice is there in the place of Danielle Hunter, 3rd and 11. He's dropping into coverage. Under pressure, Stafford lost the ball. Rams will have it and will be forced to punt this ball away. Here's Richard Hudick heading to the air. It's intercepted. Out in front again and picked off. Rams ball at the 25-yard line. Haven't seen the sharpest throws on these last 2 drives. Gotta hit that one. A run going to Antonio Gibson, and the Rams will get 4 yards. Trying to establish that run as they're missing a number 1 receiver. 4-man rush. This one's hauled in. There's Camp. Motion with Camp. But it goes to Gibson. And he finds a crease. Inside the 10 to make it 3rd down. Camp is slot left. 3rd and 3 for the Rams. Stafford under pressure. Off the mark for Kenya Camp. This just feels like we've seen so many misses out of the quarterbacks. Very makeable throws, intermediate and short. But not much scoring going on. So we'll see if any action shows up. Penalty on Cisco. I think some of the... Whoa. Maybe there wasn't a penalty. It said penalty on Cisco, but what actually happened is Cisco had the interception. So Minnesota gets the short field. We saw the Rams get a field goal after they had their short field. Lions up big on the Bears already, 14-0 in the first half. Slow delivery going to Carter, and he gets 3. 5 carries, 5 yards. They go to Carter again, and the Rams are ready for him. 3rd down, Minnesota. Let's see a good throw here. You got Hamler against Ramsey. It's not going to the right. This ball's going top of your screen somewhere. Hudick, middle, caught. T. Higgins down inside the 5. They're going to play 2 deep here. Give you this soft look. Let Carter run this in. Or we'll throw. In trouble. Swung out to Carter, and he gets swarmed. No receivers in the game for Minnesota. On the toss, a little hesitation, and Carter loses 3. And Keith Boyce looks to be shaken up. There might have been a depth chart issue, because normally he's not seeing a lot of playing time. 3rd down now for the Vikes. Middle, Jefferson, touchdown! And the Vikings finally reach the end zone, giving us some action. And that's a broken finger for Keith Boyce, which might keep him out of our first playoff game if another injury to a starter were to occur. All right, we're before halftime. Quan Alexander just made a 19-yard reception. And the Vikings have a chance to add more before the break. 4-man rush from the Rams. Hudick squeezes this one into James Cook. I love that throw. What? Madden, what are you doing? They're saying delay a game? So it's as if that play did not count. I didn't see the play clock. I will be absolutely shocked if it actually hit 0, they let us get a playoff, and then threw the flag late. No way that just happened. It had to have been a bug. On the rollout here, Hudick. Oh, he gave it right to him. The Rams could answer inside the 15, and tripped up is Keanu Neal. Is he a safety anymore? Is he a linebacker? I'm not even sure. Wearing a receiver number. But that was a boneheaded throw, and one the CPU will not hesitate to make once a game. The Rams with a chance to tie suddenly. Here's Gibson, and he won't be going far. Stafford on second down. Dumps it again. Nothing there for Antonio Gibson, as Stafford is now at a staggering 48 passing yards in the first half, averaging just over 2 yards an attempt. Does the analytics like that? 3rd and 13, Stafford to the end zone, and he missed everybody. Yeah, I know there's somebody in the comments who's always there with the stats. Got the adjusted net yards per attempt, all that good stuff. Whatever Stafford's at right now has to be about the worst you could possibly chart. Let's move on to the second half. The Rams are actually moving the football as they have Kenya Camp and Antonio Gibson working the ball on this drive. Motion with Camp on second down. They fake it to the speedster, and it's a first down run for Kyren Williams. Stafford swings it out and almost was picked by Lewis Seen. For whatever it's worth, I did do a profile reset before this game just because I've seen some weird stuff in my Titans lately. But yeah, Stafford's just checking it down a ton. Don't know if it's just they don't have great receivers without Kupp and no one's getting open downfield. I know that feeling from my Titans franchise, so maybe that's what they're experiencing. A 50-yard field goal is good, so the Rams are hanging in there, 10-9. But we need to go get some more points now, and we could have been in a really good spot if we just didn't screw it up before the half. From our 23, it's first down. Michael Carter on the screen. With a move, he gets out to the 29. Hudick wants it out quick. Spinning grab made by Greg Crossan, who gets 9 more. A fake on first down. Hudick off the mark. Not sure what he saw out there. Oh, by the way, we're on that 5,000-yard passing watch as Hudick dumps it for Alexander, and forward progress will save him there. But yeah, Hudick should have the 5K now. I haven't had too many 5,000-yard passing seasons in my series, right? Third down now for Richard Hudick. He's going long and just threw it out of bounds. The Rams didn't do anything on their drive, and Irv Smith just gave us a big chunk play of 29 yards. And the Vikings are in business, up by 1. However, the Rams still apparently have momentum. As Hudick rolls, dumps it out. Greg Crossan with room. He gets the first. So if you were expecting offensive fireworks here from the Vikings, you are not getting much of it today. It's been an odd game. Feels like the offenses are playing poorly. I'm not sure how much credit to give the defenses, at least some. Alexander turns it to the 5-yard line. I think after this drive, I'll make sure James Cook gets the bulk of the carries in the fourth quarter. Third down now against a too-high look. It's Jefferson, and he scores! 2 from short range, and the Vikings increase their lead. And my philosophy here is to go for 2, but the game wants to do the extra point. One thing I thought about that I could do in this series, though, like, Coach Mode has been in the game for a long time. I do Super Sim for this, though, because it's significantly faster, and I kind of like the drama of not knowing what's going to happen. But I can set up the playbook and the game plan, so it's basically I'm creating a basic play calling AI, and that will do the work. And that's cool. But I wonder if I could set up coach mode, so when I want to do something specific, say a 2-point try, I can maybe go in there and be in coach mode where we'd have the normal gameplay camera, but it would still be controlled by the CPU. That's something I've never done. We stuffed the run on first down, Antonio Gibson. Stafford trying to make something happen, and he does connect for one of his best throws of the day. It was a gain of, I think, 7. They run it. And Gibson has an opening. Antonio Gibson for the first. Remember the one time, I think it was back in the Browns franchise, yeah, where I decided I would actually play one of the games. And I played a Super Bowl, and I blew the game. I never played another game after that at all. Maybe a couple times I've had to do like a kickoff or like one play because for some reason a bug happened. Yeah, we could have had another championship in that series. 8-point game here in the 4th. Stafford connects with Kenya Camp. How on earth did Montez Sweat keep up with him? Vikings bring 4. Stafford got out of the way. Gibson wrestles away and cannot get the first down. Bend without breaking. Good defense, Vikings. Why would you punt here? This is cowardly. Wow, we just destroyed the punter, and they're not even going to call it because the decision to punt there was poor. I mean, you can justify it if you're like an old school coach, but I think that was a bad time to punt. 8-point game, Vikings running it here. James Cook breaks one into the secondary, just like his brother does. 20 yards. The big thing, the difference between Cook and Carter, that 5 points of speed matters, and I'm sure an acceleration boost as well. He had him open. You still have to be on time with your checkdowns. I don't know how the Colts and the Texans have double-digit wins, but they're playing a game you'd probably rather be watching down below. They're both playoff teams. 3rd and 5 for Minnesota. Hudick gets it away, wants the big play, and he's got it! It's T. Higgins! Touchdown! What a catch in the back of the end zone! I am all for taking shots when you're around midfield on 3rd down. The downside is so low. The upside, well, you see it. What a grab. This is starting to remind me a little bit of Vikings-Rams 2017. That was the year McVay really burst onto the scene and the Vikings had the best defense in the league. They met later in the year. And this is Gibson, and the down defender slowed him up. But it was, billed as this heavyweight offense and heavyweight defense, and the Vikings just dominated after the first drive of the game, and I think the Rams might have had 7 points. This is a lot like that. 24-9. Stafford has work to do. No stranger to being down in the 4th quarter in his career, but they just can't make a play. We just destroyed the punter again, by the way. They're so inconsistent calling that. Like, it can't be that hard. You know when a ball carrier goes down. You know when a collision takes place. Maybe they just don't want to call it all the time because they can't keep the punters from getting hammered all the time. So maybe it's on like a random number generator and it's just like, we're only going to call it 33% of the time. That wouldn't shock me. I think we have this one about wrapped up. Fake to James Cook. He can catch the ball as well. And Cook gains 9. 1st in sacks and y'all got none? Man, it feels like they've rested their starters in this game. But I see him out there. I see Donald. I see Ramsey. Jefferson! You know what? There is no reason for him to be in the game. Starters will slowly begin to leave the field for Minnesota. I'm comfortable right now. Another fake to James Cook. That one is caught by Irv Smith. This is the #1 defense in a lot of categories, apparently. For a brief while, they looked like it, too. A lot of play action. Room on the bootleg. Wide open. Higgins with the spin. I didn't know he had that move. Are you kidding me, T. Higgins? You know he can make the contested catch. He's fast. He can do that to Jalen Ramsey. I haven't seen a spin move like that out of a receiver since Ted Ginn did it to Darrelle Revis. One of my favorite clips. Alexander says I can be Debo next year. But when Ginn did it to Revis, it was before the ball was in the air. It was his actual route. Very unconventional, and it worked. 3rd and 1. They got a bunch to the right. Marcus Hall is in the game. He's open too. Touchdown! Marcus Hall! And the Vikings put the finishing touches on the LA Rams. This is your 2 seed. I wish we were the 7. That's probably how Green Bay felt after their big win against the Vikings a couple weeks ago. But yeah, if we see this team again, it's hard to not be confident. I mean, this is turning into an ugly game for them. We have backups in. I want to see if Stafford actually starts to get downfield a little bit. He faces pressure and checks it down. Stafford playing like he had a late night celebrating Georgia's back-to-back national championship wins. Stafford hits a pass again on the outside now, and it goes to McElroy. Stafford inside the 20 now, finding Justin Ross. 15 yards away now. In the end zone, it is caught for the touchdown. So a good drive here for the Rams, and a 2-point try that is good. Onside kick time. Hands team is out for Minnesota. Picked up by T. Higgins. Wow, Chicago giving the Lions all they can handle here in Week 18. James Cook. He's able to use his Jets to gain 6 yards. This is Jalen Hurts throwing and actually scrambling inside the 20 and down at the 16. Nice job. Vikings win. And we're going to have success with that scenario. We steal momentum going into the playoffs. I mean, that would totally erase the feelings of losing to the Panthers, especially because nothing was actually lost in terms of opportunity. The Lions still won. But man, that was as dominant as you can hope to look going into the playoffs as a defending champion team. Richard Hudick, 4 touchdown passes. Stafford just played awful today. And now the running game didn't look great, but I think James Cook gave us a couple carries to be excited about. Nobody had any real yards after contact, but a guy like Cook can run away from contact a lot better than most. Big day for Jefferson, big day for Higgins. Marcus Hall had a touchdown. Everybody's happy here for the Vikes. By the way, when Marcus Hall scored that touchdown, he was in for Justin Jefferson. I put him to the very top of the depth chart. So that could have very easily just been Jefferson's 3rd touchdown of the day. So, we defeat the hot opponent. Dalvin Cook, he's in uniform despite not playing in this game. How about that? We've stolen the momentum. Another 2,500 experience? Well, all that's left now is to see who that first playoff opponent will be. And I'm hoping the Panthers win the NFC South, because maybe we can win a tiebreaker against the Bucs. I'd rather not face Dallas. I'd rather face Carolina again, I think. Both could be pretty tough, though. Let's see that first opponent for Minnesota. And it is Carolina. So we get a rematch. We simmed that game. They put 40 on us. We know it's a good team. Just rather not face Dallas there in the first round. They're pretty good. And we knocked the Rams down to the 3. So actually, if the Bucks had won the division, we would have been the 6, and it would have been a direct rematch against the Rams. Forgot they could drop a seed. So Carolina, they have a solid team here. They're a team that I think is good for picking in franchise because they have young talent, and I think it's a team that you can grow. There are certain teams that need to acquire a lot of talent. There are some teams where they just need time. Panthers are a bit of both, but I think especially on defense, a couple of years, you got Brian Burns probably playing at an elite level. You got Derek Brown as well. And then guys like Jeremy Chin and Dante Jackson, J.C. Horn. There are a lot of positives, I think, with this defense. But we have a lot of good receivers. So they might have a couple guys who can play, but can they handle Higgins and Jefferson is the question. Jeff Farley. So, second year with the Panthers. And if I'm not mistaken, this is who we beat in the NFC Championship last year because it was going to be a rookie quarterback in the Super Bowl no matter what happened. It is a rematch of that game, and it's one that we won 36-18. A year better, could this Carolina team actually defeat us this time? You know you're going to see a lot of CMC. Gavin Purvis we know is really good. DJ Moore is excellent. Tommy Tremble. He's a guy that you should trade for in your franchise if you're playing. I mean, if you want a guy who can block a little bit, has speed, good Madden tight end for sure. Ike Ekwonu. Yeah, he's a problem for us. But the rest of the offensive line, they got good tackles. But maybe it's a game for Josh Ballard and that interior to take over a little bit. It's been a fun year overall. We'll get some upgrades in before we check on the stats and wrap this up, but Jalen Rice, who may lose his hidden dev, has at least gotten himself up to 79 finesse moves during his rookie season. So even if that is a temporary hidden dev, it still benefited him this year, and if he's good, he'll have a chance to possibly regain higher dev one day. Huge Josh Ballard fan after this year. He's been playing at such a high level. There's a run-stopping upgrade. Yeah, he's going to be due a contract next year. After next year. This is just so nice for a guy like Bernard Johnson, though, to just continually get this XP because you're on a team winning all these scenarios. He's not playing a lot, but now he's starting to get into the mix as a rotational nose tackle option. A chance to be pretty good, I think, in a couple of years. So we ended this year with the number 9 scoring offense. We were second in passing, but we weren't a very good rushing team. Our defense was very good, number 1 against the pass, 15th against the run. We gave the ball away a fair bit, 21 times. That is last. So I guess the most. But we also had a lot of takeaways. Number 8 in sacks, 10th in touchdown allowed. Very good defense that we've put together. And it's really started with, I think, stopping the run and then letting these young players in the secondary just make plays. Richard Hudick, 5,200 yards. We'll see where that ranks in the all-time stats. But he was only sacked 33 times through 33 touchdowns. 8.4 yards an attempt, by the way. So, I think the numbers continue to improve for him. Well, continue. It's his second year. But, yeah, considerable improvement. Dalvin, you know, by his standards, it wasn't a good year. You'd like to see more. And we're going to try to find a way to get more out of this running game next year. Jefferson, 1,500 yards, 15 touchdowns. And that's while you have teammates who also reach 1,000 yards in their seasons. Quan Alexander now finished with his 3rd regular season, and he's been very productive. The kind of guy who would get huge money in free agency from a bad team. Keyshawn Oldham, 143 tackles, 4 sacks, and an interception. Productive as well for Brian Asamoah. 10 sacks for Josh Ballard. He did get there. 11.5 for Danielle Hunter. I think keeping Danielle on the team all these years has paid off. And Josh Ballard, man, the year 3 breakout is real. Then you look at Deion Robinson taking a step forward, I believe, this season as well. And Andrew Booth really shined in the secondary. I am shocked that Cam Dantzler had no interceptions. He had some pass deflections, but he had 6 interceptions each of the last 2 years. Justin Tucker missed 2 kicks, but one of them was a 21-yarder, so that's always going to stay in my head. Let's see these league leaders now. And then we'll get to records. You got the MVP, Jacoby Brissett. This guy is just incredible. He's thrown so many touchdowns in this series. Are you kidding me? Richard Hudick was behind him in passing yards, ahead of Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. For touchdowns, it's Jacoby Brissett and Aaron Rodgers. Wow, that's a good year for Quentin Bruce. This is the rookie for the Colts now. He's an 81. He's got nice ratings, 91 speed, 40 touchdown passes. How about his rushing stats? Doesn't even bother running a lot with that 91 speed. Probably the scheme probably doesn't work out. 2,000 yards for Jonathan Taylor this season, 2,038. I cannot remember exactly what Dickerson's mark is, but that's pretty close. And obviously we didn't have a top running back this year. We still had a 1,000-yard back, but we did not get a great year out of Dalvin. Receiving, Godwin. Chris Godwin is number 1. Justin Jefferson is number 2. But how about the Cowboys rookie, Von Bean? This is unbelievable production. And on defense, 18.5 sacks for DeForest Buckner. 7 interceptions for rookie Tyrese Mitchell. It is not hard to pick rookies of the year. Superstar X Factor? Oh my. Wasn't he the only corner I liked in the whole class? Because he went, 2. 8 interceptions for Andrew Booth, though, should get him a boost in development, likely a Pro Bowl as well, which we can see here. He did make it. And Aaron Donald gets his 19 sacks this season. So Jacoby Brissett just threw the 4th most yards in a season in NFL history. And Richard Hudick, he must be just under a lot of these marks here. Also, Brissett was 1 behind Peyton Manning for touchdown passes in a season. 54. Eric Dickerson had 21.05. That's right. 21.05. And we just had Jonathan Taylor get 2,038. And that Brissett season, by the way, was actually not 2023. We're in 2025 right now. So he's been even better in the past. The receiving yard record went down earlier in this series, though. Cooper Kupp did break 2,000 and is on here a few times. And we've already seen some of these awards, at least the progress they had. Lions, Kevin McGovern gets Coach of the Year. And then I think that we won't see a whole lot of change here at all. But we will have the best DB. We should. And that's Andrew Booth. And the AFC awards quick with Jonathan Taylor, Max Crosby as Players of the Year, Quentin Bruce. A lot of good quarterbacks in this class. And then Tyrese Mitchell. Wow. Best quarterback. as a rookie over Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar, and Josh Allen? Yep, and Tyrese Mitchell was also the best DB as a rookie. So, yeah, the rookies are coming in and dominating in this game. But we get the Panthers to get the playoffs underway next episode as defending champions. We're going on the road here in our first matchup, and we'll see if we can advance to the divisional round. Thank you all for watching today's episode. Please leave a like on the video, and don't forget to subscribe. Playoffs will come your way very soon. Have a great day, everybody, and I will see you all next time.